Welcome to Lento English. Ready to level up your English? Here we learn through stories, slow, clear, and fun. Listen, relax, and enjoy the journey.
One introduction. Learning English can feel like a big challenge. Many people around the world want to speak English well. They know it can help them get better jobs or talk to more people. But learning a new language often seems slow. It can take a very long time, maybe many years. People try hard. They go to classes after work or school. They buy books with grammar rules. They try to remember long lists of new words. Sometimes they use apps on their phones. Even after trying many different things, some people still find speaking English difficult. They can read it okay, maybe write simple sentences, but talking feels different. It feels hard. They might feel shy or worried about making mistakes. It can be frustrating when you study for a long time but do not see much progress in your speaking. This feeling is common for many learners. They start to wonder if they can ever speak English well. This story is about one person's experience with learning English. His name is Ben. Ben faced these same problems. He needed English for something very important in his life. At first, he felt lost. The usual ways of learning did not seem to help him achieve his goal quickly. He felt disappointed like many others, but Ben did not give up. He decided he needed to find a different path. He started to look for new ways, maybe faster ways, to learn how to speak English confidently. This story follows Ben on his journey. We will see the specific difficulties he faced. We will learn about the different methods and ideas he tried. Some methods were different from normal school lessons. The purpose of telling Ben's story is simple. It is to share one person's path. It shows the steps he took and what happened. This story is presented in a neutral way. It does not claim that Ben's way is the only way or the perfect way for every single person. Learning is different for everyone, but seeing Ben's journey might be interesting. It shows one possible way to learn English, maybe more quickly than usual. It looks at his personal challenges and how he tried to solve them. His experience might offer some useful ideas or simple encouragement to others who are learning English right now. We will explore his methods and his progress chapter by chapter. 2. Ben needs English. Ben had an important job interview. It was for a company that made computer games. Ben loved games very much. His dream was to work in game development. This job was a big chance for him. He prepared for many days. He felt excited but also nervous. Inside the interview room, the manager asked him questions. Ben understood some questions, but answering was very difficult. His English was not strong enough. He searched for the right words in his head. He spoke slowly and made many mistakes. He could see the manager was not happy with his answers. After the interview, the manager spoke kindly but clearly. "Ben, you have good ideas for games," she said, "but this job needs better English communication. I am sorry." Ben did not get the job. He left the building and walked outside. The sun was shining, but Ben felt cold inside. He was very, very disappointed. This was not just any job, it was his dream job. He walked home slowly. He thought about the interview again and again. He knew his English was the problem. It stopped him from getting the job he wanted more than anything. He thought about the world of game development. People from many different countries work together. They use English to talk and share ideas. Game design documents are often in English. Online communities and important websites about games use English. To follow his dream, Ben needed good English skills. Sitting at home, Ben felt sad. But then another feeling started. It was a strong feeling. He decided something important. He must improve his English. The disappointment from the interview gave him a powerful reason. This failure was painful, but it showed him what he needed to do. He could not give up on his dream. He knew he needed English, and he knew his past learning methods were not enough. He studied English in school, but he could not speak well. He needed a new way to learn, a better way, a way that really worked for speaking and understanding. He decided he would find this new way. He had to learn English effectively. His future depended on it. This was the moment everything changed for Ben. 3. School ways do not help. Ben thought about his English lessons in school. He spent many years learning English, maybe 10 years or more. He remembered the classroom clearly with its posters on the wall. His teachers were often nice, but the lessons felt the same. They studied many things from textbooks. Ben learned lots of grammar rules. He learned how verbs change for past, present, and future. He learned about nouns, adjectives, and how to put sentences together correctly. The teacher gave them long lists of words to remember each week. Ben studied these lists very hard at home. He tried to memorize 50 new words every week. He did grammar exercises in his workbook and took tests often. Sometimes his scores were good. He felt he knew many rules about the English language. But Ben faced a big problem outside the classroom. When he tried to speak English in a real situation, it was very difficult. The words did not come easily to his mind. He thought too much about the grammar rules he learned. Should he use the present perfect or the simple past? Was the word order correct for this question? Remembering the vocabulary lists did not help him much in real conversations either. He knew hundreds of words, maybe thousands, but he could not find them quickly when he needed to talk to someone. Speaking felt slow and very awkward. He often paused for a long time. This situation made Ben feel very frustrated and disappointed. All those years in school did not really help him speak English well. The school ways taught him about the English language, like learning facts in history, but they did not teach him how to use English effectively in real life. He needed good speaking skills for his job dream in game development, but the school methods had clearly failed him. He felt like he had wasted so much valuable time. The progress was incredibly slow. He knew many things about English structure, but he could not communicate his own ideas easily or understand others quickly in conversation. Ben realized that the old ways were not working for him at all. Just studying grammar books and memorizing endless lists was not the answer to becoming fluent. He needed something completely different. He needed a way to learn that would help him speak naturally and feel confident. He could not just repeat the same kind of studying he did in school. It was definitely time for a big change. Ben decided he had to find new ways, maybe unusual ways, to learn English effectively. He would actively look for methods that really worked for speaking and understanding. He was ready to try new ideas and experiment to see what happened. He wanted to discover a better path to reach his goal. He needed methods that focused on actually using the language as a tool, not just studying it like a school subject. 4. Ben starts to learn. Ben decided it was time for a change. His old-school methods did not help him speak English. Now he had a new plan, a different way to learn. He started his journey with a clear focus for the first 15 days. He knew exactly what he wanted, a job making computer games. Because of this, the English he learned had to be useful for that specific goal. He did not want to just study English like another school subject. He wanted to use it like a tool, something practical to help him reach his dream job. His first important step was to find English he could understand easily. He began watching many YouTube videos about creating games and playing games. This was a good choice because the topic interested him a lot. It made learning feel less like work. He listened very carefully to the people speaking in the videos. At the beginning, he did not understand every single word they said, but Ben told himself that was okay. He focused hard on getting the main idea first. What was the video generally about? What were the important points the speaker wanted to share? He used the pictures and the speaker's actions to help him guess the meaning. Understanding the general message was his main goal for now. This way, he received lots of English input that actually made sense to him. Ben also started using the words he learned right away. He did not wait until he thought he knew hundreds of words. He began mixing simple, basic words together to make very short phrases. He learned essential words related to games and computers, things he would need in his future job. He paid special attention to the most common words used in everyday English. He understood that learning this core vocabulary first would help him understand more and speak more quickly later on. He collected words like design, level, player, code, idea, bug, and simple verbs like make, play, think, need, want, fix. He tried using English in small ways, like naming objects on his computer screen in English in his head. He spent time every single day listening and trying hard to understand. He collected words and short sentences that he heard again and again in the videos. These were useful words and phrases he could maybe use when talking about his own game ideas in the future. This felt completely different from memorizing long lists of difficult words he might never actually use. Ben felt this new method was much more practical and connected to his life. He was using English for a real, personal reason right from the very beginning. He started to feel a little more positive and hopeful. Maybe this time he could really learn to speak English well. These first 15 days were about building a small, useful, and relevant foundation for speaking. 5. Ben makes sentences. Ben learned many new words and simple phrases from videos and his game development interest. Now he needed to connect them. He wanted to make sentences and speak more easily. He decided to practice in ways that felt useful for his life. He did not just study grammar rules from a book anymore. He used English for real tasks that mattered to him. One important way Ben practiced was by pretending. He often imagined he was in a job interview again. He remembered how bad he felt before. This time, he prepared his answers carefully in English. He practiced saying hello confidently. He practiced talking about his computer skills and his ideas for games. He also prepared simple questions to ask the interviewer, like, "What work will I do here?" or "Who will I work with?" This practice helped him feel much more ready for real interviews. It made the idea less scary. Ben also practiced explaining his game ideas out loud. He loved creating games on his computer. He used simple English sentences to describe his latest game project. He might pretend he was showing it to someone. He would say things like, "This is my new game. Players need to find hidden keys. Finding keys opens doors. The game has 3 big levels." Telling someone about his passion in English helped him use new words in a meaningful way. He practiced asking and answering common questions. He thought about conversations he might have. For example, simple questions like, "Where are you from?" or "What do you like to do in your free time?" He practiced saying the answers clearly and simply. He also practiced asking these questions himself. This made starting and having conversations feel more natural. Ben started telling simple stories in English. He described his day or told about a funny video he watched. He did not worry about making every sentence perfect. His main goal was to connect his ideas together and speak more smoothly. For example, he might tell a friend, "Today I went to the park. I saw a big dog. The dog played with a ball. Then I came home." This simple storytelling practice helped his speaking flow better over time. A very big change started happening inside Ben's head. He began to think simple thoughts directly in English. Before, he always thought in his first language, then he tried to translate everything. This process was slow and often confusing. Now when he felt hungry, the English words "I am hungry" came to his mind first. He did not need to translate. This was a very important step forward. It made understanding and speaking feel faster. He connected English words to real actions and objects around him. When he picked up his computer mouse, he thought, "This is my mouse." When he opened a window, he thought, "I open the window." This made the language feel real and useful for everyday life, not just words on a page. Ben was learning to use English as a practical tool. He felt happy with his progress. He knew he was getting closer to his goal. 6. Ben sounds good. Ben knew understanding and making sentences was important, but speaking clearly was also very important. He wanted people to understand him easily when he talked about his game ideas. So Ben decided to work hard on his English pronunciation. Pronunciation is the way we say words. He spent time watching English speakers on YouTube again. This time he did not only listen for new words. He watched their faces very closely. He looked at how their mouths opened and closed. He saw how their lips made shapes for different sounds like P or F. He noticed how their tongues moved for sounds like L or TH. This TH sound was very difficult for Ben. His own language did not have it. He learned that speaking English used different face muscles. It felt like exercise for his mouth. Ben started to practice the difficult sounds every day. He found lists of words with the TH sound like think, 3, and that. He said them slowly, looking in a mirror. He tried to put his tongue between his teeth, just like the speakers in the videos. He also practiced the rhythm of English. Rhythm is like the music in sentences. Some words are strong and some are weak. Ben listened for this pattern. He clapped his hands sometimes to feel the rhythm. He tried to copy this music when he spoke his practice sentences. He chose a few online speakers whose voices he liked. They spoke clearly. Ben listened to short parts of their videos again and again. Then he recorded himself saying the same sentences. He compared his recording to the original speaker. He tried to copy their mouth shapes and the melody of their voice. It felt strange at first, like acting, but he knew this practice was helping him. Ben understood that perfect pronunciation was not needed right away. His main goal was to speak smoothly and be understood. He focused on clear communication, not perfection. He learned that English speakers often connect words together. For example, want to often sounds like wanna. Learning these connections helped his speech flow better. Listening to podcasts and conversations between native speakers was also useful. He paid attention to how they used pauses and intonation. Intonation is how the voice goes up and down to show meaning or emotion. This helped Ben understand that speaking is a physical skill. It involves the mouth, the tongue, the breath, and even the face. Ben practiced these physical parts regularly. Slowly, his pronunciation improved. People he practiced with online started to understand him more easily. Ben felt happy. His English was starting to sound good. 7. Ben speaks with people. Ben practiced making sentences and sounds alone. Now he knew it was time for the next step. He needed to speak with real people. This idea made him feel nervous. His stomach felt strange. What if people did not understand him? What if they laughed at his mistakes? He felt scared, but he knew he must try. He decided to start online. It felt a little safer than talking face-to-face at first. Ben liked computer games, so he looked for online groups about gaming. He found some forums where people wrote messages about games. He also found some Discord groups where people could write and talk. At first, Ben just read the messages. He watched how people talked to each other. Then one day he wrote a short message. He just said hello in one group. Someone wrote hello back. Ben felt a little bit better. He wrote another message asking a simple question about a game he liked. Someone answered his question kindly. Ben started to write more messages in the forums and Discord groups. He wrote about the games he was playing. He asked questions. He answered questions from other people when he knew the answer. It was difficult sometimes. People wrote fast and they used words he did not know. But Ben tried hard to understand the main idea. He found friendly people in these groups. They were patient. They understood he was learning English. When Ben made mistakes, these people helped him gently. They showed him better ways to say things. They did not make him feel bad. These helpful people were like kind guides for his English learning. They created a safe place for him to practice. Slowly, Ben learned to manage his fear. He started to understand that making mistakes was a normal part of learning. It was okay. The important thing was to keep trying. He told himself not to worry too much about being perfect. After some weeks of writing messages, Ben felt brave enough to try talking. Some Discord groups had voice chats. He joined one. He listened first. Then he said a few words. His voice shook a little, but people were friendly. They talked to him slowly. He started talking more in the voice chats. Speaking with real people was helping him a lot. Each small conversation made him feel more confident. He was speaking English with others and it was getting easier. 8. Ben can speak English. One afternoon, Ben was talking online with his friends from the game group. He was explaining a new idea for a game character. The English words came out easily. He spoke smoothly without long pauses. He did not stop to think about grammar rules. More importantly, he realized he was not translating words inside his head anymore. He was thinking directly in English. After the chat finished, Ben sat back. He felt surprised and happy. When did speaking English become so natural? He remembered how difficult it felt just a few months ago. He remembered the frustration and the nervousness before speaking. Now that feeling was gone. He felt calm when he used English. He could express his ideas and opinions clearly. People understood him easily, and he understood them too. Ben thought about his learning journey. It was not magic. It happened because he took specific steps and practiced every day. He remembered his decision after the failed job interview. That disappointment gave him a strong reason to learn. He knew he needed English for his dream of working in game development. He remembered finding his own way to learn. The old school methods did not help him speak, so he tried new things. He listened to English conversations online, especially about games. He focused on understanding the main message first. He started using simple words and phrases right away. He practiced making sentences for real situations, like explaining his game ideas. Finding friendly people to talk with was very helpful. His online friends were patient. They helped him practice in a safe space. Slowly, he became less afraid of making mistakes. He learned that mistakes are a normal part of learning. Working on pronunciation also made a difference. He felt more confident when his English sounded clearer. Ben understood now that learning to speak a language takes time and effort, but it is possible. Having a clear goal was important. Daily practice was essential. Using the language as a tool for things he enjoyed, like gaming, made learning more interesting. Believing in himself and being brave enough to speak were also key parts of his success. Ben felt proud of his progress. He could now communicate his thoughts in English without constant effort. His journey showed that with the right actions and a positive mindset, anyone can improve their English speaking skills. He felt ready for new opportunities and excited about his future.